What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 223 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlante. Joining me, as always, we have the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Got sent to Shadow Realm because of Warner Brothers.
We got the Ray Trace Durag Madrid Devon.
I'm going gold.
And we got the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
Sassy bitch.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Respawn being rumored to make a Dark Forces game, RE4 Remake's performance and what we want to see from the RE series going forward, E3 2023 being canceled, Multiverse going offline, and The Last of Us Part 1 PC problems. The big story, the thing everybody's talking about, E3 is officially over. E3 2023 has been canceled, and
Can we get some F's in chat?
Are we getting L's or F's?
F's in chat.
So
it's only right as gamers.
Just a couple F's in the chat.
So E3 is officially gone, and of course Jeff Keighley not missing a beat.
Oh man, he's been piped up all fucking week.
Yeah, because now he's the only show in town. Like, everybody is going to have to use his branding. It's not E3, it's Summer Games Fest, because it's not E3. Like, it'll probably not have the same, like, week-long appeal, but, you know, he'll have his showcase. There'll be Microsoft. There'll be,
It's just, instead of it being a week, it's just kind of all summer.
Well, no, everything so far that has a date has been announced for, like, that same first week of June kind of time frame.
So they just took over with a different brand name.
Yeah, because, I mean, Jeff Keighley left E3 and the ESA, like, 2018, I want to say. And since then, he's been making the moves. And, I mean, he's been doing the Game Awards long enough, and that's been a big enough thing for long enough that he started to see E3 waver without him. And he's like, all right, I'm going to just step in and do this better than you ever did it. And, I mean, he's not there yet, but I could see Summer Game Fest turning into, like, the actual legit show that E3 used to be.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's do that.
E3 was kind of a magical moment. I mean, it's fallen off in the last few years, but like.
Well, I mean, last year's Summer Game Fest, we got Final Fantasy 16. Or no, that was just a PlayStation thing right before Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
The Last of Us Part 1 was the Summer Game Fest thing from last year, which is out now on PC. And it's having a lot of problems.
A lot of problems.
I mean, this is what happens when you outsource your PC ports.
I mean,
Yeah, they
Iron
gave us the first
though.
a few.
And Iron Galaxy, like, you liked Killer Instinct, so...
Yeah, but they're not known as a good port company.
No, like, I think the last time they did Arkham on PC, and it was trash. Wasn't that 2016 the last time they ported something to PC?
No. Who? PlayStation or Iron Galaxy?
Iron Galaxy, not PlayStation.
Let's see. Games. Rumbleverse, Killer Instinct.
Yep, that was 2015. They did port Arkham Knight, and that was a shit show.
So they really don't have a track record at all.
They ported Spyro Reignited, the Crash Insane trilogy. Yeah, they ported Borderlands to the Vita.
This were their console ports pretty good because they did the Metroid Prime remaster.
Oh,
No
okay.
problems there.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection on PC, that had a bunch of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got the Few of Us.
I don't
Their
think Crash
Windows
Bandicoot wasn't that bad,
ports-
but like, it's Crash Bandicoot compared to like Uncharted, Arkham, The Last of Us Part 1. That's like you don't compare those kind of games.
Yeah.
It's just Naughty Dog legacy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just seems to be this thing lately, and I've noticed it even with you, Chris. There are games you'll get on Steam, and even though you have a good graphics card, like your computer, in all technicality, should be able to run all these things, you still end up going with the PlayStation version just because. Or
It just
like I
won't.
know if you had an Xbox, you might like even in certain
Yeah.
instances go for the Xbox version, but it's
I
like your
mean,
PC in all theory should be more powerful than a PS5, but somehow your PS5's running your games better.
It's
and
because
it's just
some of these games aren't optimized well. Like
yeah,
that's
they're just
really what it is. Like heck, the Diablo 4 on PC,
Mhm.
they were like, oh, it only needs 16 gigs of RAM. People who had 32 or more gigs of RAM, Diablo 4 was trying to eat every single bit of RAM like it was a fucking Chrome browser.
God damn. It is just sad. Like, it should be easy enough. Like, these games in some instance are built on computers, and like it is feeling more and more like ports are not good
Well,
right now. And it's like you can't even use the excuse of like, because it is like the next gen era, like Xbox Series X and PS5 games are going to be a lot beefier to run on a PC. Like, their consoles are slowly starting to catch up with the like PC generations, and like unless you're like buying the $2,000 4090, which you shouldn't do, you're not gonna be able to play on Ultra anymore. But like, it's not even just like not being able to play on the highest settings like you were able to with the PS4 and Xbox last generations. Like, it is just like it feels terribly made. It feels like they kind of half-assed the ports out there. Like, Elden Ring wasn't running well when it first came on there. It was like glitchy as all hell.
Yeah,
And
and we
I mean,
barely
Callisto
had.
Protocol was like trash.
Callisto. Okay, this is something else I gotta say though. This is a similar Callisto Protocol and the Last of Us have
Yeah,
two
it's just,
very similar problems, which comes from the shaders.
mm-hmm.
How the game basically has to be on to preload the shaders.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's where if you download the game, you boot it up, and immediately start playing, you'll have all these shader issues.
well,
Mm-hmm.
so the thing is, what you're saying with the shaders, I don't think the problem Chris is talking about specifically in Callisto is the same problem, but The Last of Us is to the point if you open it on Steam Deck, you have to leave it open and running
That's what I'm
for
talking
an
about.
hour.
That's literally what I'm talking about. All that
Yeah,
is
because it downloads the
fucking
shaders or whatever.
Right. But Callisto, the reflection, like the mirror not actually working as a mirror, that was just they decided not to do that. Like,
I will also say with Callisto is that Callisto, and this is part of the reason why the plot of it's fucking stupid, is that it was supposed to have this entire connection with PUBG that they then cut out halfway through.
yeah, but how would
Why?
even if you go and write the like world's best fanfic of how PUBG connected to the Callisto protocol, it's still
Like, it's got to be a
connected
playable
it to
game.
PUBG, actually, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like everything about that game ends up making sense when it's connected back to PUBG. That's the crazy thing.
I didn't know they were trying to make the PUBG universe big.
Yeah, it was connected. PUBG has a whole bunch of lore. It has like 3 comics, I want to say.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
And so Striking Distance was like bought by Krafton, which used to be known as PUBG Corp, which is the company. So yeah, Striking Distance is owned by them. So they were like, all right, we'll let you make your survival horror space thing, but it has to be in the PUBG universe. And then like probably a year and a half before the game came out, they were like, actually, nah, you don't have to be in the PUBG universe. So
It's already too late.
that's part of the reason why it felt like there needed to be more lore and more world building around what was there. Like what was there was good,
Yes.
but it's just what was around it didn't feel as well realized. And then they had Dead Space come out and kind of laugh them out of the room when it comes to space survival horror.
But also,
did
don't
not.
forget, Dead Space worked on PC day one.
That's another thing. Dead Space works on PC day one. Is recommended on like Steam Deck. Resident
thing with
Evil 4
Capcom.
Remake is not recommended. It's like kind of recommended on Steam Deck just because of typing things. It always does a little exclamation point. But like runs well. Every single Resident Evil game I've played, I bought on PS5 or like PlayStation, and I've also bought on PC. And PC has always run just as good, if not better, on my PC. Like I don't know why
the
Capcom
RE
gets it.
engine- The RE engine is just good on PC. Like that's why things like DMC5 and Monster Hunter Rise and like all of these things work so well on Steam Deck, on all these different like
Is it just, like,
platforms.
Unreal just doesn't.
It does. It's really just the fact that some of these are just legitimately bad ports. That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. Like porting a game takes slightly, and I mean slightly less effort than making the game. And it's just a shoddy job done. That's really what it came down to. Because like all the working PlayStation ports,
They're
like
awesome.
the actual dev company went and did those ports.
Yeah.
Like Sony Santa Monica and Insomniac were like, let's go. We're getting this stuff on PC. We're expanding our audience when it comes to God of War, and Spider-Man. So
God of War plays awesome.
those plays fine. It's really just the fact that it's just like outsourcing your ports, and Iron Galaxy is not known for the best PC ports.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part is PlayStation bought Nix's. They have a PC port studio in the first party of PlayStation. That's part of the confusing part is they have Nix's and they will just tell them, all right, you're going to go work on fixing Horizon. You're going to go work on putting Spider-Man out. You're going to work on putting God of War out. And then Last of Us, arguably one of the most important ones. First of all, it got delayed.
Yeah,
Because it
to
was
be
supposed
better
to
for
come,
BPC.
right? And then it came out in this like, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
It will.
Like that's the thing. It'll work out. We'll be okay.
Took Elden Ring a month, and now it's fine on PC. These games don't come out, but if they're like bigger developers, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'm just confused as why PlayStation or Sony used Iron Galaxy instead of Nixie's. Probably because they're working on porting something like The Last of Us multiplayer while it's in development. So
That'd be cool. I mean, yeah, this is a big Naughty Dog title, so.
Yeah, and I mean, right after the show, for the people who want it, like PC, it has a huge audience, and I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, after the shaders compile and stuff, it seems to work well enough. Like, if you can get through that hour shader compilation on Steam Deck, you are good to go.
Not entirely. Like, I've seen just models freaking out during cutscenes.
Well, yeah, that seems to be more hardware dependent, and the Steam Deck, because that is like a base SKU that they can develop for, I feel it seems like after you get past that extreme huge annoyance of spending an hour letting shaders compile, that you can just play the game and it'll play as expected. Like, you're not going to have the 7-inch thick eyebrow Joel model with the mustache beard combo that looks like it was drawn in crayon. Like, I've seen those things, but that just seems to be hardware dependent.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's also something that's been like a notorious problem with PC gaming this entire ever.
Yeah.
Like, there's TB, rest in peace, used to have the port report where he would talk about, is the port a piece of shit or not? Like, it's nothing new.
Yeah. So
it's continue.
Well, I was gonna go on to the next thing, talking about Multiverse is going offline.
What?
You mean the beta?
Yeah,
the beta shutting down.
The beta.
Beta's shutting
Did
down.
they ever say that game was just in beta?
I guess.
Or are they trying to like Mandela affect us?
Yeah,
Hey,
they are.
They're definitely trying to rewrite history.
Because brands will gaslight the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that game definitely came out.
Okay.
Like, I think it got out of beta officially.
They said it was open beta. Like, the way they were referring back to it is like, yeah, it was just open beta because it was free to play,
Mhm.
and you could buy early access into the beta.
I thought once season 1 started.
I mean, apparently season 1 and 2 were beta seasons.
Apparently?
And the preseason, which was a season.
I mean, Fortnite did the same thing. It's been
Yeah, I mean, technically Fortnite's still in beta early access, but I don't think they're going to shut down Fortnite for 6 months to just be like...
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Your game's struggling and you're like, yeah, we're just going to take it down for 6 months. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
How the fuck did a game in open beta win best fighting game of the year?
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense. It didn't make sense then, and it doesn't make sense now.
Well, it makes sense when you think about the fact that it lost 90% of its player base in its 2 seasons.
Yeah, because, I mean, that was the thing. All of us played it. Like, everybody played Multiverses. It was free to play.
Like, the first
I played it for a week. I played it for a week.
I know I was off that shit before Morty came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, way before Morty came out.
Way before.
I think I might have made it to the second week rotation of free characters. Like,
exactly.
Why did it fail? It was such a
easy.
It felt like a well-rounded game.
It's a well-made game. Here's the problem. Number 1, 2v2. That's problem number 1. Mandatory 2v2. That was the first problem.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Second thing, the pricing on its characters were fucking stupid. Some characters were more expensive than other characters.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, the thing was they were chasing that Fortnite Battle Pass. Like, there are only certain games that can do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's...
Fortnite.
Yeah, honestly. The only one that has the staying power and consistency and,
Rocket League, I would say.
I mean, yeah,
I think
Rocket League
League
does it, but
just
they
found
don't
its-
have the expectations of some of these games that are coming out expecting to be Fortnite. Rocket League has the expectation to be Rocket League, and they know what Rocket League's going to be and who's going to play it and how many people are going to hit what level. Like, they know their audience. Multiverses came out thinking they were going to get the Fortnite audience, where Rocket League already had an audience and then just went free to play, made the audience slightly bigger. It didn't explode Rocket League onto the next stratosphere. It just made like more people, like made the community bigger, but the battle pass system, the microtransactions, the item shop, like all those things in Rocket League appeal to the people who are playing Rocket League, and they're not expecting to take over the Fortnite audience because they added those things, which Multiverses felt like it thought it could do, and a lot of these live services games feel like they can do when that's
I
not
agree.
Fortnite.
And I feel like the Battle Pass or Rocket Pass made Rocket League better. I feel like it made it better because the old way of getting things was kind of convoluted. Yeah. And so like you being able to consistently get things and you can see that you're getting things and like was, I don't know. I think that's why it might be flourishing for Rocket League, who's kind of found its audience, its stable audience.
Like ultimately, game companies need to realize that shit really just doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Like Fortnite is damn near it is an outlier. Right.
Fortnite.
They have the money, tools, resources, and they develop the fucking engine. Yeah. Like, come on now. Let's be real here. They can do shit that other companies can't. And at this point, it's so big, it's so ubiquitous, and they have that pull with these other corporations where they can bring in fucking damn near anybody. It's like we're just waiting for Nintendo reps at this point. And we can't say that will happen, but it could.
Yeah, which is scary. That's the crazy part about that is that it totally 100% could happen.
Like Multiverses, it had a good idea. It definitely has IP, right?
Right.
But at the same time, who the fuck wants to just sit back and play a free-to-play 2v2 fighter with terrible monetization?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, like,
come on. A smash like in the vein of Brawlhalla, maybe? Nah.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do that, like, be more Smash like. Like, just come out with the game. Let us unlock the characters that are in the game, and like maybe drop DLC like Smash did. Don't try to be this free to play. Just like I think people would have paid pot money for that game.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing with Smash is Smash came out. Smash had 2 DLC passes, and then they had extra like Mii Fighter costumes if you wanted them that were completely optional. Like they didn't affect anything at the end of the day. So even Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, like if you want to play that Smash-like game, you just buy that game, and then they had like 1 pack of DLC characters, and you can get that if you want to. You don't have to, and that's that. Like I feel like if Multiverses came out and had a roster of characters, and it's like we're adding regular paid DLC characters, it's not a free rotation, it's not any of these free-to-play trappings that are like plaguing all of these games. Like feeling the need to have a battle pass, feeling the need to have an item shop, feeling the need to have like
all this shit.
I mean, honestly, I will say this also. Honestly, I don't know if it was a paid game. I don't know if I ever would have played it or got it. So
well, I mean, think about it. Rocket League was a paid game, but it was free on PlayStation Plus. Fall Guys was a paid game, but it was free on PlayStation Plus. So there are ways to get these games out to a broad audience.
Yeah, but those games are just fun no matter what type shit.
I think when this game
with this game, I can't say that it was fun no matter what. It was fun. It was fun conditionally.
I think if they marketed it different and you saw all these different characters, like if you thought about just like a Smash Bros list of Warner Brother characters coming out like as soon as you buy the game and you just have to unlock them, but they were like teasing like the characters you could unlock, and they kind of marketed it differently, I think it would have been like it would have sold pretty well and would have been like more of a fun game than like it's a free game, I'm going to try it out. It's got like Shaggy that goes Super Saiyan.
Right,
that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, I think the way they market it as a free game and you're gonna have a battle pass, that kind of just like already leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, and that's like kind of par for the course for those types of like live service, free to play, like battle pass oriented games, they come out undercooked. Like this game was literally so undercooked. They said it was an open beta when it transitioned into a real game. So clearly they're full of shit, and it's okay. I get it. I understand. Go cook your game. Go make it more complete, and hopefully when it comes back, it could have like a bit of a pop again. Because I'm sure it's free. People are gonna go back and see what did they do to change it.
And that's probably all they're doing right now. They're probably just doing this
if it comes
either
back,
just to get a resurgence, just to get a bunch of money all at once, and then take it off once it fails again.
That was the thing. Yeah. They didn't even make that much money off of it.
Yeah. Well,
like, I'm sure they probably had a few whales, but they didn't have enough whales to, the amount of work that had to go into that game. I'm sure, considering it was like, they had like a character every week, and then maybe a character every other season after that. It's the same problem with Overwatch. Overwatch came out with 3 new characters, and then since then has had 1 new character.
And how many of those new characters were supposed to be characters in the last one?
At least 2.
Minimum, right? So yeah, they're full of Overwatch is full of shit. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, that's just kind of the nature of games now. I hope this trend goes away where people just take all the time they need to put out complete games and don't have to want us just in there constantly in the fucking game, like investing our time and energy and money into it. It's like, no, I just want to put some time. Like, that's it. Like 14, it respects your time.
It respects your time. That's why I like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle Pass a little bit. Like, it's just like you're not getting anything but a cosmetic, like little character that's on the field with you, or like a new banner or whatever. But if you want to do the Battle Pass, it doesn't cost that much gold to get. Like, I've never paid for it, so I just use some of my credits to get it, and then it just gives you like materials to make cards. I'm like, so when I'm on it, I'm getting double the material that I would necessarily. That just makes more sense for me to be able to build the deck faster. But I don't feel the need to play and beat the Battle Pass.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, in Yu-Gi-Oh, the game feels more complete. Like, and even when they did the 1 year update, I was like, wow, y'all really went in and improved a lot with like the UI, how the game kind of flows, how it feels. I still get disconnected like a motherfucker. Like,
don't
that
know
shit.
Why. I never get disconnected from you.
It's just me.
Really doesn't like you.
I'm in matches and this shit will just kick me. I'm like, yo, I was fucking winning, and the DC will cause me to lose, or I would be losing and the DC will cause me to win. So like, I can't even look at my record with reverence because it's not true.
Yeah,
it's like nothing about my record is accurate.
Damn, that sucks.
I don't even know what my true skills are.
But yeah, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! In its Battle Pass, like, they came out as a free-to-play mobile game with the expectations. That's the thing. Like, I'm not saying any game that adds a Battle Pass or any of these things is destined to die, because, like, Call of Duty's doing fine. Apex.
Call of Duty's just always
Apex.
I mean, Call of Duty's Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's gonna do.
Listen, we're not gonna split hairs about that one. It can have a battle pass. It cannot have a battle pass. It's still fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah,
there's gonna be some nerds who've never played anything else sucking that game off and fucking riding high off of gas guzzling patriotism. But here we are.
All right, so while we're talking about games that come out and feel like they need to monetize the entire world and nickel and dime everybody and have people having FOMO of battle passes, Final Fantasy 16 has gone gold. And it doesn't have any of those things. They're not even expecting a day 1 patch.
I literally thought you were about to say Final Fantasy 16 is coming out with a battle pass. And I was like, well, for what?
No, it's not. No live service, no multiplayer. It is a single player. The game you buy on the disc will be the game. That's it. Like, No day one patch, no nothing, no downloading, no syncing with the...
That's wild to me that they don't think they're going to need a day one patch.
I mean, if it's done, like
if it's done, they're probably
last fall. Remember?
They're probably just
that's true.
going in and just catching any bugs now at this point. They're like,
the fact that it's gone gold and they're done bug fixing, they're done everything.
Tight.
So I think Final Fantasy 16 having it be just that's the complete game. And I know there are like PS3 JRPGs that you put them in a PS3, and even if the PS3 is connected to the internet, they never got a patch, and they just are a functional game. And I mean, a lot of games on 3DS and Wii U, like, it's not...
when you truly have enough time in your development cycle to finish the game,
right?
Yeah, you're good to go. And you get some people to actually test it for quality and assurance. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you love to see it.
God, we need more of that. We just need more of a consistent and life work balance game devs that let them.
All right. Fucking Comcast, bitch ass fucking company.
You returned from the pocket dimension?
See, I was talking too much good about Warner Brothers, and I was sent to the alternate dimension.
What you mean, Warner Brothers Discovery?
You fucked up multiverses and you fucked up HBO Max. Dumb fucks. Damn. Or your shitty Discovery app.
Get fucked.
I see that they're putting The Last of Us out on Blu-ray, and it's one of those things where I'm kind of concerned. I'm like, might have to get...
Is it going to be a bad port?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It ran fine on TV, but it's just like that 4K Blu-ray, so you can't trust it. But, yeah, so 16, I'm excited. Like...
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those games.
Didn't you think it was going to get delayed again?
I mean, there was always that worry, and I mean, games
the
have
North
gone
remembers.
ungold. Games have been like, yeah, we went gold. Actually, delays. But at this point, I don't think that's going to happen. It's not often games go gold over almost 3 months before they come out.
Unless is it like an Advance Wars situation where they're like,
"Yep,
we're not going to put that out right now."
Due to the game's done. Orvia. We're holding it back due to the atrocities of the Garlean Empire. We're going to hold back this game.
Yeah, the final days.
The fucking final days. The final days.
AKA COVID.
But while we're talking about all these expensive free-to-play games, and 16 is just a great value. Like, you're just... You're
going to get a complete game.
Right. But this next game I'm going to talk about isn't expensive, and it's still not complete because they just keep adding content to it, and the content you're getting extreme value for your money. Vampire Survivors is getting DLC.
Let's go. I didn't even play the first round of DLC.
Yeah.
Shit, I haven't played it in months.
Fun map. It is a fun map.
Yeah, and I mean, the weapons you get from it are cool, so... And this next one looks pretty cool. The Tides of Forscari.
8 new characters, new weapons, let's
8
go.
New characters, 13 new weapons, 1 stage, 7 music tracks, and 20 new achievements.
Oh, so, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it is my now, like when I had to queue for Diablo a couple weeks ago, I booted up Vampire Survivors, played. I was actually playing on the first DLC map, just trying to spend enough time playing as a certain character for achievements. And so I'm excited for this. It's going to be fun. The game is $4, but it's on sale for $3 right now, or it's $5, but it's on sale for $4 right now. And then the first DLC is $2, and the second DLC is $2. So
nice, affordable price. That's quality right there.
And the amount of
that's
content.
An amazing value.
Yeah.
You know, it's a completed game that isn't expected to milk you for the rest of your life. And then suddenly disappear one day. Insert your favorite live service game here.
Destiny 1. It's still around.
Oh, Destiny 1.
Right? The servers are still up. Rise of Iron is... There's a Destiny that exists where the tower was never attacked by the Cabal.
Really wish that whole losing your light, having to fight the Cabal, actually ended up meaning something.
I mean, it did. We got Callus, and now Callus is the big bad.
Right, but like any big bad in Destiny, they're really only around for 20 minutes. Like, let's be 100 here. Once you become an actual big bad, you got 20 minutes. Because after that, you're gone. You turn into a story mode boss fight, and you are gone. Because remember how Savathun wasn't supposed to be like a one-off kind of thing? Supposed to be there menacing the entire year. Haven't heard from her since.
I mean, yeah, that is... Have we fought the Watcher yet? Have they made the Watcher into a story mode boss fight
Watcher
yet?
or the Witness?
The Witness.
No, we're not going to fight the Witness till the final shape.
I guess we're going to get the final shape of the Witness. We're going to put a hat on him.
I don't know, I think he's kind of like inside of the Traveler right now.
Hey,
kind
yo.
of. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, got the veil, put a big triangle on the Traveler, and went in it.
That doesn't sound very
ethical.
Yep. So we'll fight the Witness in the final shape, but every other big bad that's introduced lasts for either a raid or a story mode dungeon.
Yep.
And Callus wasn't even the fucking raid boss.
Right.
Why wasn't he the fucking raid boss? But no. He's in this. He's a story mode. It's a story mode boss.
Okay. So, Jalen, did you put this Respawn Dark Forces?
Yeah.
Job listing?
According to job listings, Respawn might be making an actual Star Wars shooter. Finally. And it's supposedly based off of Dark Forces. And Dark Forces was great.
You think it's going to be on the, what is it, Frostbite? Or you think they'll let Respawn keep using Unreal?
I hope they keep using Unreal because, let's be 100 here, Frostbite was mostly designed to make buildings collapse. For that, like, Battlefield set piece where that giant fucking skyscraper collapsed.
Yep, Levolution. Battlefield 4?
And, you know, when you're not doing that, it's not that great of an engine for a shooter. So, I hope they use Unreal.
I think it was really made for, like, FIFA.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Surprised. But, I I hope it is because we need more Star Wars games.
Yeah, I mean, Jedi Survivor is less than a month away, so
but we need variety in our Star Wars games. That's the thing about it. Is like we need more Star Wars games, but like because we got a ship combat, we got our flight sim one with the squadrons that came out a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our second third-person action game. We're on our second third-person action game. And I will say this right now: if Battlefront 2 was a DLC microtransaction hell, we would actually be able to talk about just how good it is. Because without that nonsense, it's actually a good game.
Yeah, and I mean that nonsense was taken out. Like that was kind of the beginning of the end. But I mean that game, the servers are still up, and they took all that shit out.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they do. But now it's one of those things where it's like, buy the game, you buy the DLC characters. A whole bunch of DLC characters came out since they've added, since they got rid of the microtransaction stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I say you just wait on a sale. They'll have it like all this.
I mean, my time with that game has passed, so honestly, like, I wouldn't go back to it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since I thought the story mode campaign was all right.
Yeah, I felt like if DICE could be trusted right now, I'd want another attempt at a DICE Battlefront with going in knowing they can't do the microtransaction stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not entirely sure because DICE has not had the best track record with their games in a good minute. Like,
yeah, and that's what I was saying. I wish we could trust
had a good track
DICE.
record for games since Bad Company. Like, usually what usually happens is they'll release something, it comes out in a shoddy piece of shit state that makes everyone go back and appreciate the previous one that is now fixed and is a decent shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then it finally becomes a decent. Then by the time the quote unquote current Battlefield is decent, the next one's out in a piece of shit shoddy state.
Yeah.
Like, it started with Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, piece of shit. Battlefield 5, piece of shit.
Well, there was Battlefield Hardline in the middle, and I'm
right, the one no one remembers or actually cares about. Why? Because you were playing as fucking cops.
Hey. Apparently, that game is good enough that Kuma was willing
playing
to
as cops.
As a cop.
As the Poe.
Fuck no. What did we talk about yesterday?
Exactly.
I'll pretend to be anything but a fucking cop.
Exactly. And it's like, so I would like to have a good DICE shooter, but it's also like DICE don't really make good shooters.
Yeah.
Or let me phrase, they don't release shooter. You know, it's like going to a restaurant, getting food poisoning, and then seeing that they got a better score on their health inspection. It's not like you're never going to forget how bad the food poisoning was you got the first time.
True.
So, honestly, I would rather see Respawn have a crack at it.
Yeah, and I mean...
Yeah, I'd prefer that, to be honest. Like, do you think they're going to go for, like, the multiplayer approach or just focus in on a story campaign?
Honestly, I really hope for single player. Like, I want, like, a really good... Because I'll say this right now. The streets need a high-budget single-player first-person shooter. The streets need it. You know? Like, we haven't got a good single-player FPS since big AAA quality FPS since fucking Titanfall 2. Like, that was the last actually, like, really good single-player first-person shooter.
Well, I mean...
Like, it had amazing multiplayer.
There are people that like the Halo campaign. There are people that like the Wolfenstein campaigns. I feel like Doom Eternal has been since then, and that had a good.
Okay. Yes, Doom 2016.
That's a boomer shooter, though.
Have been in between those, but those feel different than what I'm asking. You know, like that's the thing about it. And I say this because like that's why I'm playing like Forget Me Father right now, because I wanted like a Doom Eternal style shoot. But it's like, I mean, like, ADS, all that. I need a good first-person shooter, like, built around those types of mechanics.
Yeah, and I just can't be asked to play a Call of Duty campaign anymore.
They're not great.
Like, the last one that had those kinds of mechanics and was good, single player, was Titanfall 2. Heck, half the time, especially with Doom Eternal, good third of the time, you're not even shooting.
You're jumping.
You're ripping, you're tearing, you're chainsawing, and you're sorting. Like,
so great. Speaking of chainsawing, Resident Evil 4 Remake sold 3 million copies in 2 days and have announced their Mercenaries mode DLC and PSVR 2 exclusive mode are on the way.
They're ripping up the competition.
They are. I haven't played it yet. I haven't had the chance, but it's reviewed very, very well.
Chris!
The remake of peak Resident Evil. Like it's one of those things where it's like, they're already on a good track record with the remakes. Like, the remakes are good enough that it shows the fundamental problems with the game itself, Resident Evil 3, and its lack of content.
I mean, they just fucked Resident Evil 3 when it came to their remake. I don't know why they rushed that one, but they cut out so much content.
Because originally, wasn't it supposed to be like 2 and 3 together?
Mm-mm.
No?
They dropped 3 with something, I think. No, but they were like too busy working on 3 to then make 8. They just needed to slow down. Like the 8 Village came out. They gave it some time. Now RE4 is out and amazing. But they just needed to do that with 3. But I mean, 3 wasn't bad. It was just short, and Nemesis looked really, really
just
not
put
great.
Code Veronica in as Campaign B.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost to the point where we need to get a Code Veronica or 0 or Resident Evil 1 remake in this new style.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I know they, like, have... You
got
can get
RE1 remake, though. That's the
thing but that was,
that's
like...
where all of this started, was the Resident Evil 1
Not
remake.
on
no,
RE.
all this...
Yeah, they did remake it.
Like,
that was the GameCube.
We don't need another remake of RE1. Like,
yes,
come on.
we do. In the RE engine, yes, we do.
No, we don't.
That GameCube version does not play well in 2023. If you go and you get all the Resident Evil remakes, one of these things is not like the other, and it is the non-RE engine GameCube remake of RE1.
The remake plays fine. It plays just fine.
I mean, it plays like the classics, yeah.
Exactly.
It looks good.
Yeah, but it doesn't play or look like 2, 3, and 4 remake.
That's fine. We don't need to remake RE1 again for the 6th time.
It's the 3rd time.
Wait, when they remade it once.
Well, yeah, so it is technically the 2nd time, yeah. It's the 3rd time the game's being made.
Like, we don't need a 3rd, like, we're good. With 1, we're good.
I think if they were to do 1, let them do 0 and 1 together in RE engine and just bring those games up to the quality level, because no matter what you say, that GameCube remake is not on the quality level of especially 2 and 4 remake. I wouldn't even say it's up to the quality of 3 remake.
As far as like the functionality of it goes, like being still like a tank with tank controls, I'll give you that. The atmosphere is still good. Like, I understand where Jalen's coming from. They remade RE1 and at that point, they made it perfect. They added like the Crimson Head zombies. They added like a bunch of backstory, like a bunch of lore that was never in the original one. They updated the voice acting because that was already really, really, really bad. But like, it would be cool to see RE1 in like the same light that RE2 is, or RE4 now.
Get stuck in this loop where we're just stuck making Resident Evil.
I don't think them remaking 0 and or 1
fucking over again.
I don't think them remaking
they're gonna
0.
do 5. Like 4 sold so
Please.
well, you know they're already working on 5.
I mean, I can't say
that's
that
not
Capcom
slowing down 9 whatsoever.
Right,
That's
exactly,
the thing.
like-
In this same time frame, we've gotten 7 and 8 at a high quality bar. So
Yeah,
if
but
they
you know what Capcom
decided
could
to
also
go
do with
back
the
and
Origin? Any of their other fucking franchises.
we're getting Monster Hunter, we got a Mega Man. Like what Capcom?
Street Fighter
and
6.
Dino Crisis specifically.
Okay, we go play Exoprimal. That's basically Lost Planet Dino Crisis.
They did put out like an Onimusha collection or something,
Yeah,
or
but
like
that's
a remake of the
it's not
first
a
one.
fucking
And it
Dino
didn't
Crisis,
sell.
Anton. It's not. Dino Crisis plays like a Resident Evil game with fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, you
Exo,
can't compare
played
it.
Okay, let them.
It is not Dino Crisis.
If that
It
would
is not
satiate
Dino
you, they
Crisis.
could make Dino Crisis in the RE engine. Do
That's
Dino
what
Crisis
I'm saying.
remake.
Like, that's the thing about it is like, let's not. I don't want to get caught up in doing the exact same. Just having Capcom basically just remaking the same games all the time.
But they have a RE remake team. It is not like that is what that team is for. It is
doesn't
not
matter
the
if
same.
you have a team or not. It's getting stale. Like literally.
But RE4 is
Is
the
it
best
getting
example.
stale?
The
It's like,
newest,
what was gonna
it is
work?
not getting
Keep fucking
stale.
Resident
It is not getting
RE4
stale.
remake.
RE4 just
It's
whooped
peak Resident
ass.
Evil. It's the best Resident Evil game they ever made. So of course it was gonna do well.
But you can't say it's getting stale when the best one just came out.
Well, 2 is the best remake.
Well,
Resident Evil
even
game.
that, even with 2, like 2 just got a next gen port last year.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're not getting stale.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting
Maybe,
stale
like, we'll
whatsoever.
have
And I
this
think them
conversation.
remaking Code Veronica 0 and or 1 are and getting all of those up to the quality. Shit, let them do Revelations after that. Get all of these games up to that quality level that they've gotten with 2, 3, and 4 remake. Get the whole series up to that quality level.
Personally, I would skip. I would stop with 4 right now, and then go back to Code Veronica, who's gotten no love since.
And yeah, that's completely fine. But I can't stick with the argument that it's stale. I can't stick with the argument that they don't need to remake
Most
1
of the
because they
Capcom
do.
conversation being Resident Evil specifically is around remake. Like I know we've gotten 7 and 8, but it's
Yeah.
also
And 9 is definitely in development.
Remake.
We're on the 3rd. They've only remade 3 games so far, but I mean, it's getting them money, and they're good quality games. Aside from like 3 that was mediocre, 2 and Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 are like
Peak
fan
Resident Evil.
favorites. Peak, like, well, not even like back in the day. Like, it is current Resident Evil fans' favorite games, right? Like, Resident Evil fans are eating.
2 and 4 have always been peak.
Yeah, but these
Yeah, but
are
like
good enough
these
to
remakes,
replace
these remakes
2
are
and
so
4.
good. Yeah, they're like replacing the old one. Like those,
And
like,
so the ones that need replacing out of the main franchise are Code Veronica 0 and 1.
mhm.
That, but
I feel that. I mean, would I like a Dino's Crisis before I get another Resident Evil remake? Yes.
You know what would be
'Cause I
really
think
cool
Dino's
if they
Crisis would be-
remade the DMC trilogy, like DMC 1, 2, and 3 in the RE engine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
point
Even-
though, there's a million fucking things that Capcom could do with the RE engine, then keep remaking the same Resident Evil games.
I mean, Street Fighter 6 is coming out on the RE engine. We got Monster Hunter Rise on the RE engine. We're getting the next Monster Hunter on the RE engine. DMC 6 is probably a good ways out, so there are things, but I also feel like Resident Evil has a cachet and has a level of success that none of Capcom's other franchises are hitting, even when they're firing on all cylinders. It's Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Street Fighter, and then everything else. Dino Crisis is not even in probably the top 10 of those for Capcom.
No. I mean, Dino's Crisis, they failed on their own.
They've gone back. You're getting Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. Like, Capcom is going back and doing other things than just... If all we have gotten from Capcom in the last few years was RE2 Remake, RE3 Remake, RE4 Remake, and then they announced the RE1 Remake, I could see that being a problem. But that's not all we're getting from Capcom. Capcom is cranking out great shit like left and right.
Yeah, and none of the shit's missing. None of it. Like,
we're just out of good Resident Evil games because we're literally at the point where any point where the series falls off a cliff.
I don't know. I
remember 6
they've already set up. They already set 9 up to be really good.
Yep.
Like, I'll take a 9. But that's also because 7, 8, and 9 don't play like 1 through 6.
Yep.
That's another thing about it. It's that 7 and 8.
Didn't they add a third-person mode to 8 to make it play more like 4?
Yeah, that game does play. I appreciated first person with 7, but Resident Evil 8 plays way better in third person. It just feels. But like I think that's what is nice, that these games feel so different every time they come out. You're getting your remake that played in third person. You're getting your new game that when it starts off, it's in first person. It has a different feel to it. So like Resident Evil doesn't feel like it's in a stale position right now. Everything feels different. Like playing the Resident Evil 2 remake felt different than playing Resident Evil 2 back in the day. It was like a completely different game, but you kind of understood the story and the characters that were going into it. Like 4 is exactly the same way from reviews. I'll give my review next week.
Nice.
Okay, so does anybody have one more? Actually, I did have one more note. Final Fantasy 16, we're getting patch 6.4 in May. We had a live letter about it, and
14.
14.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said 16.
Did I say 16? Or...
You did.
Oh, well, 14 is getting its 6.4 update.
Damn, already?
Releasing late May 2022. They've shown a new... We know we're getting the next part of the normal raid. We're getting a new trial.
Okay.
And then we're getting a new dungeon.
I saw apparently Blue Mage they're getting the level cap raised to 80.
Yep.
Is that true or is that cap?
That is true.
That is
spells.
True.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Expanded spell
You
list.
can get that,
gear. Mass Carnival update.
Mm-hmm. Might get a new Blue Mage mount.
Fun side project after I finish so much shit.
The amalgamation you got to do in 14 already.
Yeah. You gotta finish all the normal raids, finish all the Alliance raid, finish all the trials, finish all the dungeons.
And then move to your hand job. Oh no, I didn't say that.
The old hand jobs.
All right. Well, does anybody have one more thing before we wrap?
Did we talk about Diablo?
I feel like we
The
did.
beta? Well,
Because we had played
Maybe.
last Saturday night, and then it was. Maybe we didn't. So we played the Diablo 4 beta, Madrid and I. Jalen abstained.
Good. Stay strong.
Fuck Bobby Kotick.
Yeah. I mean,
Hell is not hot enough.
I was willing to. Like, the game was so good, it made me want to pre-order it, but I'm going to wait until it's on sale and Activision has been bought by Microsoft. And if neither of those things happen, I just won't be playing Diablo 4.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting, like, infinitely. It's fine. The game was fine, though.
It's just fine. Nothing to write home about.
I mean,
yeah, because at the end of the day, it is just kind of like almost mindlessly grinding, and I don't need my time going into that right now when there's so many other shit that's coming out that's actually fun. And it's actively fun.
Actively.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's coming out right between Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16, so
it doesn't stand a chance for me.
Right. Hope it doesn't.
Even if I were to get it, like, I just wouldn't have the time to put into it, and so
just give them the money just to give them money.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Right.
Nope. I don't live that kind of way.
All right. Well, remember, you can find us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Anton63X's, trying to get over 1,000 followers. So follow me if you don't already. Jalen, where can people find you?
Wade Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
And Chris.
Yep, Chris.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Akumasanti. Until next time, keep it cheesy.